Welcome everyone to the Proven Knowledge Podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Church. I'm a music producer from Northeast Ohio. I began this weekly interview series to give you different perspectives from artists, producers, engineers, and other individuals in the music industry. In each episode, we touch on not only what has helped the person succeed, but we also touch on what has shaped them into the person that they are today. I hope you're able to gain some real proven knowledge from the show, and that it helps elevate you on your own journey to success as well. Let's get into it. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 321 here on the Proven Knowledge Podcast. Today I welcomed Blu DaGoat to the show. He is an Ohio-based artist, and he was another artist sent to me by former guest Leo LaRusso. Thanks to Leo for sending him my way. Really cool conversation this week with Blu DaGoat. He talked about his early beginnings, freestyling early on, when he was younger. He did I believe he said a TLC remake or remix early on when he was about 6 years old, performed it at a talent show, and his teacher was so impressed that she said, go ahead and freestyle this for people, perform this for people, all that stuff. And it then led him to love battle rapping, people that were older than him, same age, whatever, it didn't really matter. That was kind of where the spark came for him. And then we talked about, how he refined that into songwriting, song structure, crafting full tracks as an artist, learning more in recent years about production, about engineering, working more in a home setting. So you could tell he was very keen on diversifying, wearing multiple hats, and he talked about building a team, currently doing that, putting a team together as he continues to work on new music. He's got a new project that's slated to hopefully drop later this year with a few singles coming before that. And I really just loved his mindset in this episode about wanting to continue to grow, wanting to continue to get better at his craft, and just get better in chasing his goals for the long term. So shout out to Blu DaGoat once again. And I want to say thank you again to Leo LaRusso for getting us connected. And I'm excited to sit down with him again really soon. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this one too. So without further ado, let's get into it. So this is episode 321. Joined by another artist who was sent to me by Leo LaRusso. This is, I think, the second artist that he's sent over. Blu DaGoat, how you doing, man?
I'm all good, man. How you feeling today?
Man, I'm feeling great, and I'm glad we could get connected and do this. Shout out to Leo LaRusso, first of all.
Shout out Leo.
Yeah. So how did you guys? I guess I want to start there. Like, how did you guys get connected? Because I've been connected with him for a couple years now. How did you guys get connected?
All right, so years ago, I lived in Texas, and him and my younger uncle was actually cool. And me and him, I ended up hearing some of his music, and me and him linked up way back then. This had to be like 2013, around that time. And we just kind of stayed in touch. I've been seeing him grow. I guess he's been watching my growth on my side, and we haven't even made a couple songs together. I'm still waiting on him to release. So when you hear this, that's a reminder. Yeah. But we just kind of been in tune since then.
That's awesome. So that's going on, I think, 13 years at that point. So that's pretty long time. But he's definitely one of the more hardworking people that I've seen. I had him on the podcast, I think, in early 2025 or something like that. And he's been sending me a lot of individuals. So you were one of those people. And like I said, I'm definitely happy to have you here. We usually kind of start by having the guest just give some background. Like, how did you specifically get into music? How long have you been doing your thing? Just some details for those that might not know you and what you do.
All right, so I've been rapping it's a lot of years. I started when I was 6 and I'm 35 now. So I think that's a lot of years. I don't feel like doing the math right now. I know my wires crossed. But I started out in kindergarten. I had a homework assignment. I didn't feel like doing the homework assignment. And a big song on the radio that I was playing at the time was No Scrubs by TLC. So I wrote a song called No Homework. And I went into the school, and I performed it kind of in front of the classroom. And I didn't think it was going to be that big a deal. But then my teacher, she liked it so much, she called her fiance in to come look at it. and she had me go do it in the teacher's lounge. Like I did it like 3 times after the first time she seen it. So like that kind of made it a big deal in my head. Like, hey, I can kind of put songs together. From then on, I'll say a few years later, I started battle rapping people, like just freestyle battle rapping, and I wasn't losing. So I just was like, I might be kind of good at this. You know what I mean? And I don't really hear the opposite of that, like since I done started in all these years. So
yeah. So I guess that leads to some interesting points that I would want to know. I guess like when you're that young, when you get that type of encouragement, it's obviously like something that sticks with you for a long time. But you said then later on you were battle rapping. Were you like battle rapping older people as well, or just like people your age?
So I'm in Ohio right now, born and raised in Ohio, but for a few parts of my life I lived in Texas, and I got some uncles down there. They used to freestyle. So one day I heard them freestyle. I was like, let me try to be cool like my uncles. And I ended up like they was, you know what I'm saying, telling me I was good. And then there was a skating rink down there where everybody would go and like on Friday and Saturdays, and they'd do like freestyle battles up in front of everybody. And I don't know why I never really had like no stage fright type of deal. I just jumped up there and started battling. And like at that time I was like 10, and it was like 11, 12, 13, 14, all the way up to 17-year-olds up there, like a teen club type of environment. You know what I mean? And I would get up there and I'd be smashing people. Like I remember the looks on their faces. Like even in my teenage years, like I'm battling grown men, and like they just couldn't believe that I was saying the stuff I was saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's really amazing too. Like I said, to be that young and then to be able to kind of get that notoriety, or even just like get the affirmations from other people of like, this is something that you're really good at, you should pursue that. So I assume that that was like the moment for you where it was like, obviously I'm just going to keep doing this because I'm good at it. People tell me I'm good at it. I guess from there though, like when was the moment that you felt that you were gonna put that battle rapping kind of into your own self as an artist and start making your own songs and start doing what you've been doing in recent years?
Well, I mean, on the real, I gotta give a lot of credit to my little brother. He doing some time. He doing one of the vacations right now, man. But when I was younger, like I kind of had like, I don't really want to say self-esteem issues, but I just doubted a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That I could do anything with the music. But he always kind of pushed me. Like first he started beatboxing so that we could do it in front of people. Then he started making beats and learn how to use FL and record. So I gotta give him a lot of credit. Like he let me know, like if you save some of this stuff instead of it being freestyle every time, then you'll have something to give people, and they're gonna want what you got to give them. So
Yeah.
I really gotta give it to him for that push, man.
Yeah. Well, where did the songwriting aspect come into play? Because obviously, when you're battling, a lot of times you're just, like you said, freestyling off the top of your head. You're not really just writing things down. So, are you going like pen to paper on all of the songs that you're making specifically? Is it a different process?
Honestly, it depends on my influence. Sometimes I'll grab a pen and paper. Sometimes I just step in front of the microphone and let the beat play a couple times and see what comes to me and just say what I'm feeling at the moment.
Yeah.
Like I'm like one of them weird, like artsy fartsy kind of rappers. Like I gotta feel a certain kind of way, and my chakra gotta be lined up with the third moon and all of that. And as long as everything aligned right, then I'll come up with something.
Yeah. Are you like a home studio guy? Like you can record from home, or are you always like paying for studio time, going in and trying to get things done?
Well, I've taken probably, I want to say, the better part of the last 10 years on learning how to engineer. So I done paid hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars in studio time. But at this point, like I'm recording myself. I done started making beats now, write for singers if needed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, but I really prefer at home when I'm by myself, because I can do all that weird shit that turn out to actually sound good later.
Yeah, you can get in your own zone, which is great. I always think when you're paying somebody else for studio time, there's almost more pressure on you because you have to utilize that time that you're paying for. You know what I mean? You might only get like an hour or 2 hours, and you got to utilize that time. I feel like when you're at home, you can use as long as you want. Even if you want to like time yourself, you're not pressured to be like, oh, I got to get it done in this amount of time because we're going to have to come back next week if I can't get it done today. So I imagine like doing that plus learning to engineer plus doing a little bit of producing, has created like more freedom for you. Is that safe to say? Like it feels more of like a freeing feeling?
Yeah, I think the only problem I got with it is like I'm somewhat of a perfectionist before I release anything. So like I'll be having people telling me like it sounds good already, but I just can't stop tinkering. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that leads into something good because we sometimes touch on perfectionism on this show and like what it means to each person. I feel like perfectionism kind of has a different definition for each individual. Like, what is their definition of it? How do you think you're able to kind of overcome that and get to the point of, let's say you're working on a song, you get that encouragement from other people, but you're wanting to work on it. Where do you finally say, okay, I feel like it's ready to go? And put it out there no matter what, even if you feel like it's not 100%, like you're ready to share it with the world.
Well, what I do a lot of times is I'll set deadlines for myself. Like I will make it publicly known when I'm expected to release something. And I make sure I put enough into it. Like if it's not ready, I'm not going to put it out.
Yeah.
But like if I got the verses laid down and I don't mess with it long enough, like I know that I have to have it out by a certain time because I will edit to hell. Like I will just keep going in over and over and over, doing it over and over. So, but if I got a deadline and I know people are waiting by a certain date, then I'll try to put out. Kind of try to set like if I was a little deeper in the industry, those are kind of expectations I would have. So I just do that now.
Wanted to take a quick minute out of today's episode to let you guys know of a way that you can support the show, a way that you can donate some funds to us, starting at as little as $5 or more via our Ko-fi page. Now, we've been using Ko-fi now for a few years, and it's been a very effective way to generate some funds that we end up using for, future guests, sponsors, just an overall way to keep this show as quality as it has been for the last several years, and we always appreciate any and all contributions. So if you go to coffee.com/The Proven Knowledge Podcast, that's KO-FI.com/The Proven Knowledge Podcast, you can donate, like I said, $5 or more. It gives you that option to do 10, 20, 30, or just type in whatever amount. Any contributions are appreciated, and I do this show from the bottom of my heart for the love of it at the end of the day, but those funds are always welcome because they do allow us to do more and be more flexible with how we continue to grow this platform in the future. So I just wanted to let you guys know about that. The link will be in the description of the show notes of this episode you're listening to now, so definitely check it out. But without further ado, let's get back into the episode. Yeah, I think that's great. I always remember, like, when I was younger, I would always get disappointed if an artist said, like, oh, the album's dropping at this time, and then it gets pushed back, like, 3 months. I always used to get super upset at that. So I think about that, too, like, for my own stuff. I'm like, if I tell people when it's going to come out, that's when it's going to come out, because I'm not going to set that expectation for them and for myself and then kind of do the opposite. I think it's like holding yourself accountable in a way, which I think is super nice. And I guess we'll kind of touch on frequency of releases too. Are you someone that you like to drop every single year, at least once or twice? Or are you trying to drop every month? Like what's kind of been the strategy for you recently?
So I'm actually retuning. Like I just scrubbed the internet for all of my stuff because I kind of want to start with a more consistent release pattern. I at least like putting out like 3 or 4 songs like at least a year. I'll probably do an album probably like every 2 years, honestly. Just I don't like to get old. I don't want to oversaturate. I think that'd be a problem with a lot of people.
Yeah.
But like I really don't have a consistent release schedule. Like I said, I'll be going off a vibe. So if I feel like I'm just in that zone where I can put 5 or 6 songs out, then I'll try to put them together and get them released. But now that I'm in kind of the mode, I'm building a team and trying to actually get like a consistent, real looking type thing going on.
Yeah.
So right now I'm just kind of retuning all of that.
Nice. I think it's always good to kind of refocus the energy into something new, whatever that new chapter is going to be. So let's discuss that a little bit. You said building a team. Like, what does that mean? Does that mean like videographer, manager, people like that? Like, who is that going to consist of?
So exactly. Now as far as manager, I'm a little skeptical on managers. I done met like some weirdos and you know what I'm saying, some promisers.
Yeah.
So like manager, I'm really not that interested in. But like I want to meet like a singer, you know what I mean? I want to meet a videographer, a photographer that I can kind of rock with, you know what I mean? And we kind of vibe together, not just somebody who I kind of want to build a relationship with these people instead of just having somebody whose number I got one time and they don't really put no love into the projects. Like I want them to see something in me and I see something in them. But really a videographer, a singer, maybe another producer, just to kind of get something built where I'm not doing every side of it. Because I mean, right now I'm making my own beats, I'm recording, I'm writing my own music, I'm writing songs for this other singer that I work with. I'm wearing a lot of hats, and I just kind of want to take a little bit of that pressure off of me sometimes.
Yeah, it's great to be able to allocate some of those roles to different people. Especially, I always look at it as I try to allocate the roles to people that could do the job better than me. Like I feel like I can do a lot of things myself, but if I find someone that, like you said, believes in the vision, but also can do it better than me, like then it's a no-brainer. Then I can bring that person on board, feel good about it. They can feel good about being in that role as well. So that's super great to hear, man. And I think that's a big step right there, moving forward to be able to do that. And is there anybody that you want to give a shout out to? Obviously, Leo LaRusso at the beginning, we shouted him out. Anybody else you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I want to shout out, I guess my cousin. He started making music with me recently. His name is Jado. He real cold, so I got a lot of stuff that I'm planning on doing with him. We also had a podcast that we started, and we try to kind of turn it into like a skit show. You know what I mean? So it's like we're working on that. I shout out my boy D Nice. He always show love, and you know what I mean. And been there like every show I ever had, whether it's a hole in the wall or some real stuff I done set up. He always come through. My boy Teray Tattoo Teray. If you see this and you're in the city, hit Tattoo Teray on Instagram so you can get your tattoos done and listen to his music. I probably helped him with some of it. I don't rock with a whole bunch of people, you know what I mean? Of course, Leo again, thanks for hitting me up to let me know to do this. And shout out to Anthony Church, man, just for giving me this little opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. I'm glad to have you here. And we got a few more questions before we get out of here. I definitely wanted to know, what is the next move for you? I guess for the rest of 2026, is it going to be any more new music or shows or anything like that?
Definitely. So right now I don't really got shows because I'm still putting songs together. Like if a show opportunity pop up and I kind of want to go get out there and perform, I am going to take it. But right now I'm just really focused on making sure that the music quality is really, really high. I got an album. It's called Like, Comment, Subscribe. I kind of said I was going to release it earlier this year. But this is one of the times I didn't meet the deadline because I don't want to put out something that's not ready yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now that I'm making beats, like I've only been doing that like 2 months. So I want to kind of put out a couple songs that I produced. I just want to make sure that it's perfect. So I'm looking at trying to have it out at the latest. It will be a 2026 release, January 5th. But I'll definitely in the next few weeks be putting a couple songs out. I got a song called Like, Comment, Subscribe that I really want to see if y'all vibe with. I got a song called Enters the Chat. And I got a song called Skip the Ad that y'all definitely will be seeing in the next few weeks. But aside from that, man, I'm just over here working on as close to perfection as I can get before it's time to put this out.
Yeah. So a lot of music on the way, and it's kind of cool because this episode will be out next month. So by the time it drops, some of that might be out. So we'll see about that.
Sure.
So yeah,
I'm definitely at least gonna have one of these songs out by then.
Awesome.
I gotta know which one.
Awesome. Well, be on the lookout for that, everybody. And we're down to the last three questions here. These are ones I ask on every single episode. The first one is, if you could go back 10 years ago, maybe give yourself a piece of advice, or maybe not change anything at all, what do you think you would do?
I would go back and tell myself just trust myself. You know what I mean? A lot of times I look back at some opportunities that I didn't take, and I just didn't take them because I was nervous about what I would do with the chance if I got it. I'll just tell me to trust myself. I can't steer me wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah. you got to be your own best friend. You know what I mean? Sometimes. So yeah, I feel that 100%. And we usually flip that question then and we say 10 years from now, where do you envision yourself in music, but also in life overall?
So in music, I just I want to be a little bit more I guess financially stable, be able to make a little bit more coin off of it. Like just something where I can see consistent payment coming in. I got an idea of where that revenue is coming from.
Yeah.
Whether it's in front or behind the camera, more than likely by then it'll be behind. I really like writing. Like I really like writing and probably doing a little bit more production. Outside of music, I do have 2 daughters. I got, you know what I'm saying, fiance. I got and I got a little cousin that I recently got custody of. So I mean, I just want to see my family doing well, man, because of my influence.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. Do you do like mostly ghostwriting for people, or are you just like putting your name on the credits every time, or how's that go?
So I mean, I really mostly wrote for like R&B singers. I haven't really found any rappers that want me to write for them.
Yeah.
For one of the singers, like it's not really like a secret, so I wouldn't call it ghostwriting. You know what I mean? Like everybody who hears the music, if he wants to tell them I wrote it, or if they hear it through me, I'll tell them I wrote it. So I really haven't done any ghostwriting, but you know, I definitely would if it came up.
Yeah. I guess we'll kind of see where that goes, but man, that's amazing goals, and it's going to be exciting to see, you know, how that all plays out over the next 10 years. And it's crazy because you'll blink and 10 years will be gone. So it kind of seems like that's how it's moving, man. But before we get out of here, do you have any final words of wisdom for the listeners today?
Yeah, so this is something I actually wrote in a song because I feel like I write a lot better than I talk. But I said, I'm really inspired by the person that I'm trying to be. And I say that because a lot of people get disappointed, like, I guess by like, they say don't meet your heroes and stuff like that. But if you know the man or the woman or that you're trying to be the goals that you're trying to accomplish, let that inspire you instead of looking towards another person, because people can fail you, but what you want to do ain't going to fail you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that kind of goes back to looking back 10 years ago. It's like you think about your younger self. Your younger self would be proud of where you're at now. You know what I mean? And that's a huge thing. And then hopefully it's the same in 10 more years. And that's kind of like how that all plays together. But man, I you know, you said you put it on music better than you say it in words, but I think you said a lot of great stuff today, man. And I want to thank you again for stopping by, man. It was a great conversation, and congrats on everything you got going again. And shout out to Leo, and I know we'll do this again soon. If you ever want to come back, man, just let me know. So.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Hey, when the music starts dropping, man, expect to hear from me for sure.
Just want to say thank you for tuning in today. Be sure to hit that coffee link in the description of this episode if you'd like to donate any funds. And we'll see you back here with another new episode next week. As always, thank you for your support.